All right, this morning, a war of words between Governor Hochul and the Suffolk County District Attorney in the case of the dismembered body parts found on Long Island.
Yeah, it all started right here on Good Day, New York yesterday with the governor.
And maybe the DA should have done a more thorough investigation and brought murder charges or conspiracy to commit murder or even assault charges, because all of them are bail eligible.
And I think it's irresponsible for people who have no idea what the facts and circumstances of the case are to comment on it.
And that was Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney yesterday at a press conference, and he's kind enough to join us this morning here on Good Day New York in studio. Thank you for joining us again.
Thank you.
All right, well, first of all, just your response.
Well, you know, I think that, you know, all of the sort of back and forth conceals the real issue. The real issue is bail reform, and bail reform has failed, and we need to change the law. We could reform it really quickly by allowing prosecutors to be able to argue the dangerousness of the individual as a factor in keeping them in on bail.
So the governor said maybe you should have filed different charges. She's a lawyer. You're a lawyer. Explain it to those of us that are lay people. Why did you choose the charges that you chose instead of something that would be not eligible for bail?
Sure. Well, you know, first and foremost, we're working with our partners in the Suffolk County Police Department. We know the facts and circumstances. No one else does at this point because it's an ongoing investigation. But, you know, it's not like CSI where everything gets nicely wrapped up in exactly an hour. So you have a situation about 8 days ago, body parts were found in 3 separate locations, and you have to put the case together. You have to build the case. You have obviously blood, DNA, cell site, social media, phone evidence, and you need to synthesize that and put that all together. Now, that takes a while. But what we did have is we did have a probable cause to charge the 3 cases, the 3 charges. We charged them, but unfortunately, because of bail reform, notwithstanding the dangerousness of the situation, we weren't able to keep them in on bail.
All right, so can you, it's legalese gobbledygook to me. What did these 3 people, what are they accused of doing?
So they're
not murder, right?
Yes, they're accused of dismembering the corpses.
So chopping up people who were already murdered?
Chopping up a corpse, which is a dead person, yes.
And concealing it.
And concealing it, and for the purposes of hindering the prosecution of the underlying murder.
And they're out with a monitor around the ankle monitor.
Correct.
Do those ankle monitors work?
They do.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, obviously, if they cut it off, you know, they've got a head start on you.
So are they coming back now because you have some new charges? What's going on with them?
Well, two are coming back on Friday. The other 2 will be...
Wait, today's Friday?
Yeah, today. Okay. And then 2 will come back tomorrow. I'm sorry, Monday. And where, you know, our case is, again, it's 8 days old, which is really a young case for a homicide. We're going to continue to work through all of this evidence.
So, again, not to prosecute you, but we're sitting here, we're the dummies. You know, we don't understand a lot of the legal part of it. You hear of cases being refiled or categories being changed all the time. Why not start with a more serious charge and then adjust it if you need it to in the future?
Sure, because as a prosecutor, you're ethically required to only charge the cases which you could either establish probable cause for or prove beyond a reasonable doubt. These particular charges are what we can charge now. Again, the investigation is ongoing. We'll continue to work it, and if we can charge additional charges, we will.
Could that happen as soon as today with the 2 that are in court?
We don't anticipate that happening today.
Okay.
So you were watching Good Day New York yesterday, and you heard what... Don't smile like that. You were watching Good Day New York.
I was watching.
Because somebody from your office called our executive producer moments after the governor basically said, well, basically it was your fault that these guys were let free in Suffolk County, and it was not bail reform. Then afterwards, in the afternoon, you had like 100 Suffolk County executives with you saying it was bail reform. It was a problem. How do people stand in Suffolk County on bail reform? What are you hoping for right now?
Well, listen, we have great support from both our community and you know, our public officials and our law enforcement, and I think we're unanimous in this bail reform is not working, and there are numerous examples, not only this one, but others, where it's just woefully inadequate.
All right, before you go, can we talk a little bit about Gilgo Beach? What's
Sure.
going on with Mr. Ewerman? Any new charges coming up with him, and how has he been in prison?
So we've got the 4 charges filed, and we're working through the discovery and the forensic evidence, and we anticipate moving forward on the cases. Meanwhile, we're still working the other bodies, not only on Gilgo Beach, but other places as well.
Oh, you think there might be other things?
Well, there's other, there's no such thing as a case that is with a dead body that is ever closed, so we continue to work all of those cases.
Interesting. And how is Mr. Ewerman doing while being incarcerated?
You know, I understand that, he's going through the discovery, and, he's just,
Is he
conferring
keeping
with
to
his attorneys.
himself? Is he good while he's in there? Any
What?
problems with him?
No, I believe there are. I believe he's, for safety reasons, he's separate from the other prisoners.
Isolated. All right. Well, we appreciate you joining us once again, and for your response, and for your viewership. Thank you very much. Suffolk County District Attorney Ray Tierney joining us right here on Good Day New York. Enjoy your weekend.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much.
All right.